Ecamm Fam, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. Happy Thursday, Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is that you're watching this. If you're joining us live, welcome. If you're on a replay squad, hello to you as well. Let me say what's up to the fam, Tatiana. It's great to see you. Thank you for joining us every week. Mr. Moderator, you know I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you so much for joining. Excel to win. It is great to see you. Thank you so much. Obs, I know you're in the building. I know your comments there somewhere. It's good to see you, Dan. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. There you are. What's good, Obs? It's great to see you. Cool, cool, cool. All right, guys, we got Ben the Solar Guy in the building as well. Hello, hello. All the way in Connecticut. That's what's up. And my man David, what is good? Cool, cool, cool. All right, guys. So this one's probably gonna be a shorter episode, but it's gonna be fun. Okay. Talking about some creative ways to use Ecamm. These are all ways that I personally use Ecamm Live over the past few years. It's so funny because I started using Ecamm a little over 3 years ago. So now all of the memories, the Facebook memories, are popping up on my feed of when I first started to use Ecamm and I was experimenting a lot. So it's been really cool to see those memories pop up. I'm like, man, Ecamm really upgraded my lives, my videos fairly quickly. And honestly, I wasn't even going live prior to Ecamm, honestly. So it kind of gave me a kick in the pants that I so desperately needed back then when I really started coaching. That's the main reason I wanted to download Ecamm is to be able to use my DSLR as a virtual camera. So that leads us to number one. All right. Oh, Keely is in the building. What's good, Keely? What is up? What is up? Got my man Steven. It's great to see all of you guys. It's great to see all of you guys. Cool. So number one, virtual camera. You guys have probably seen it, used it, but that is one of the main ways that I use Ecamm Live these days. So if you're not familiar with the virtual camera, what it does is it allows you to go from using your built-in web camera, like in my case, this. It's not terrible, right? But it's not this. So, the virtual camera allows us to use our DSLR in other programs like Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Skype, pretty much whatever software accesses your web camera. And the main difference is outside of just plugging it in, let's say you have a cam link, you can technically select your cam link and things like Zoom. Yes, you can, but you can't add extra sauce and sizzle to your shot like the frame that I have here, for example, right? Or my picture settings where I adjusted my actual settings. I'm going to show you guys really quickly. So if I take off my picture settings that I have inside of Ecamm, it'll look like this. So if I just had the cam link plugged in and was accessing the cam link inside of something like Zoom, it will look like this. And also, I wouldn't be able to pan and zoom either. So let me just redo my picture settings. And I'm actually gonna go to live demo mode and show you how I do this. And I really just eyeball it, y'all, and I just see what looks best in my opinion. Okay, don't worry, we got a pretty cool list. All right, so if you're like, oh, the virtual camera, I already know about the virtual camera, Marshall. Don't worry, sit tight. We're gonna get to some other ways as well. But the virtual camera is underrated, and it shouldn't be understated. Like, it's really dope. Okay, it's really dope. It's the number one way, the quickest way you can add some sizzle to your shot without a lot going on. All right, without a lot of expertise and knowledge. And like I said, it's one of the main reasons that one of the main ways that I use Ecamm Live. All right, so let me pull up live demo mode. So here we are right here. So if I reset my settings, I really just eyeball it. Let me know if you guys can see this. So I just eyeball it, and let me make this actually a bit larger for you guys. Oh, almost click finish. That would have been bad. All right. So I really just tweak these picture settings. Let me move this over some here. Move my overlays over. tweak. Hey Neil, what's good, man? Great to see you. So I just tweak these. It looks decent out of the camera, right? Temperature, tint, saturation, and then gamma. I like to bring my gamma up a bit. I really do. I call it like the beard test. Even though my beard hair color is technically lighter than that hair on my head, I do have some red mixed in there. You probably can't tell, but my grandfather was like a redhead. He's black, but he's like, you couldn't tell. You wouldn't know. He's like, if you guys know about Blake Griffin, I don't know what kind of African Americans they are, but he's like that. He's like not albino, but really light skinned with a bunch of freckles and red hair. His nickname was Red Fox. One of his nicknames, call him Junebug, a bunch of different nicknames. But it's funny because all the grandkids, we have red in our hair somewhere. Like some of my cousins have a patch or like a random red patch in their hair, and I have red hairs mixed into the side of my beard. So overall, it makes my beard look a lot lighter than the hair on the top of my head. But what I do is I pump my gamma up because I want my beard to look dark. See right here, it kind of looks a little dull, ashy in a way, like not moisturized, even though it is moisturized. But thanks to my pop, got some red in here that kind of gives overall, like makes my beard look a bit lighter. From a distance, if you're not up on it, you wouldn't know. Oh, it's because it's red hairs mixed in there. That's why. Brownish red. So I like to pump the gamma up, right? So to make my beard a bit darker. I kind of, when I use the gamma slider, just to see how my beard looks. Not too dark, right? Because then my face looks a bit too dark. So I just like to pump my gamma up a bit as well. That's like the main thing that I do. Everything else, kind of eyeball it, tint. If you go too far this way, you get more pink. If you too far this way, you get green. So I just like to keep it fairly in the middle. Temperature depends on how I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I like it a bit warmer. Sometimes I like it a bit cooler. So I'll kind of keep it mostly in the middle. And with the brightness, you don't want to go too bright where it looks overexposed. So I just bring it down. Kind of use this slider a bit to make it look good. Okay. I thought you were in the doghouse. Red Fox. Yes, that's my pop. Cool. So then I have my LUT applied as well. So as you can see, if I take my LUT off, I need to make some more LUTs. If I bring it back up, this is where I like my LUT kind of strong. All right. So I need to bring my plan over a bit more into the shot, but I'll do that later. So I'm saying all that to say, all these picture settings I just adjusted, even if the zoom and pan, let's say I wanted to zoom in more into the shot. If you just plug the cam link in and you just use that only, you can't do all of this cool stuff inside of Ecamm, right? So that's the main way, right? And the second way this is a perfect segue with the virtual camera. Sometimes if I have like a virtual speaking engagement, I will use my virtual camera with slides, right? I'll use my virtual camera with slides. Let me see if I had one set up already. If I don't, I'll just set one up. Yep, here's one right here. Perfect. So I'm still on live demo mode, right? So if I hit slides, boom. So this is actually a PDF. This is a presentation I did last week. This is the last slide. But if I go back, and as you can see, it's a really simple design, right? And I probably can adjust my overlay, but I literally have the overlay on top of it. So what I did was I added a PDF as an overlay. See, slides Marshall Fox. And now, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that now so you can see how it's done in case you haven't done it before. So if for example, a good use case would be if you're doing a course or something, and you're just recording directly into Ecamm, then you can create your PDF slides, and then import them into Ecamm. You can just flip through the PDF. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Unless you need more bells and whistles and you want to have the animations and stuff like that in your slides. Let's say you use PowerPoint or Keynote, you have animations and you want them to show. You can still do that in Ecamm, but it's just done a little bit differently. You would actually share the screen, share the window inside of something like Keynote, and then place your overlay on top of that inside of Ecamm as opposed to just dragging into PDF. So we won't get into that in this episode. I do have videos on the channel showing you how to do that, but I'm going to show you how this is done. So let me move these camera effects over. Pastor Felicia Wood is good. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So I'm going to show you how this is done. Okay. So I'm going to find this. Let me see what these slides are called really quickly. In my overlay, slides Marshall Fox. So I'm going to find this in the Finder. Slides Marshall Fox. Okay, hold on. Is this it? Branding 101. Okay. Hold on. I know I have them exported somewhere. Slides marshallfox.pdf. Let's do that. Let's search for that. There we go. All right, so I have these ready to go. So I'm going to create a new scene really quickly. All righty. So I'm going to do, inside of Ecamm, I'm going to do, I'm going to click new scene down here on the scenes panel. Hit the plus button. It's going to go black, right? But let me go ahead and just literally drag this PDF in that I already created. But I have a placeholder that I created in my design software. So if you use something like Canva, you just create like a little placeholder if you wanted to. But the reason I did it inside of my design software instead of doing the placeholder inside of Ecamm is because when I was designing the slides with the words, I wanted to make sure I had enough room on the side for my camera overlay. All right. So I'll do that again. Drag it from the Finder into the Ecamm window. So now I can literally flip through, and you can set up your Stream Deck to flip through as well. Okay. But I need to add my camera overlay. I know you guys can't see me right now. So here's my camera overlay. I'm going to change this camera from my FaceTime HD camera to my Cam Link, and then hit this pencil icon to change the shape to custom. Okay. And then I'll move it right over. Boom. Looks good. And now I can literally flip through my presentation. Hey guys, welcome to Branding 101 for World Changers. So of course, some of the stuff is below because when I originally designed this slide deck, it wasn't for a virtual situation. So I quickly modified the slides to move everything over. Okay. But it's not perfect, but it still worked just fine for what I needed it to do. Okay. So this is another way. And the thing is, I did this one via Zoom. Technically, Zoom doesn't output like HD quality. So when you do this, like a screen share or something like this into Zoom, it may not be the best quality. But in this case, it worked just fine for me. And you can contact Zoom or email them to say, hey, can you up my my recording output to 720p, I believe. So just keep that in mind as well. But I like using this because it levels up my presentation, that it just takes it to a different level. Whereas if I was just sharing my screen or just the slides, you know how it is in Zoom. It'll have like the little, your little image, your little video at the top corner. And then your slides are huge. So this just makes things a lot more dynamic. And in this case, it was part of a series. So it'll be other speakers doing this series for this particular audience. So I know for a fact that mine is going to be top notch and have more rewatchability, replayability, just because of the production value that I was able to bring, just for, by doing something as simple as this. Okay. So just dragging a PDF, creating a PDF, putting your little section for an overlay on top of it, adding your overlay on top of it inside of Ecamm, and then boom, you're done. So really cool, really cool. So Zoom will upgrade your quality if you have a paid account. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. And we're doing a keynote workshop next week, and you can register here. Boom. So check that out, guys. Register for that. You don't want to miss that, because keynote, it's Apple's software, it's Apple's version of PowerPoint. And just as smoothly as Ecamm works with Apple, Keynote works just as smoothly. So having all that work together, you can create some really dope stuff. All right. So, okay. Top notch. What's good, Biggie Bigford? I love that name, man. That's really dope. That's really dope. All right, so we take off live demo mode and come back to the main scene. Okay, so those are two ways of the virtual camera. I guess it's like 2 in 1 because the second part is also using the virtual camera as well, but it's using PDFs. And my father-in-law actually, he uses it the same way every week to stream his church service. Well, he sits in the chair in the office and he goes through his sermon, but he has his overlay, his camera overlay on top of his slides as well. So literally we do it the same way. All right. And that kind of brings us to another point that I didn't have on this list, but it's profiles. It's Ecamm Live profiles. So in that case, let's say I wanted to save this profile and send it to my father-in-law. Right. So what I would do is, let's say I have everything set up the way I want it. I'll go up to profile and then I would export the current profile. Okay. And you can rename it, you can export it and then send it to someone and they can open it up and then have their scenes as well. So, say you have some type of some clients or anything, you can create your scenes in advance, their scenes in advance, and then export it and send it to them. So that's what I did with my father-in-law. He was able to open it up inside of Ecamm on his computer and he was good to go. All right. And I just did a little quick tutorial video saying, okay, this is how you swap your slides out every week. This is how you add your camera overlay if you need to, but it was already added with the placeholder when I sent it to him. So it makes things really simple. So Tatiana, you said you love Keynote, use it often, say PowerPoint is up its game, no longer a slide down. So I will agree with that. The last couple of times I've used PowerPoint, I'm like, okay, they took some cues from Apple. I must say they took some cues from Apple. How many profiles do you have? How often do you switch profiles? I have a couple. So you can see them here. Amazon Live, I don't use that. I just created that when I was doing a tutorial video on profiles. My default show, I really don't use that often. The main one I use, honestly, is Marshall Creates. It Ain't Over Ministries is one that we created a couple weeks ago. Good to Go. This is the one that I use when I stream live inside of my Facebook group. Mr. Moderator, this is one that we created a couple weeks ago as well. And then Zoom. So this is a basic one that I'll use from time to time. It just has my picture settings adjusted. And on one of the scenes, I have my logo in the corner. And I don't do a lot on Zoom outside of just using my virtual camera primarily, unless I have some type of virtual presentation. And then if that's the case, then I'll go ahead and add my slides to that profile. So to be honest, I use my Marshall Creates profile the most. So even like sometimes I'm on Zoom, I'll just have this up, but I'll have like my default scene like this, even though not this camera with the cam link without a border. I may have it zoomed in a little bit as well. So Ben says, can I consult? Yeah, man, holla at me. Shoot me an email. Marshall at 120 Design Studio. Maybe we can set something up. So that will be separate from Ecamm. Just so you WWDC. You know what? I haven't been following. I've actually been off. I used to be glued to the computer with every single keynote that Apple has. But recently I had like the past couple years, I don't know if it's a combination of I've just been more busy. But honestly, I think the turning point was when I got this 14-inch MacBook Pro, y'all. If you've tuned in weekly, you know that I'm in love with the 14-inch MacBook Pro. It's the M1 Pro. I've just been satisfied at a level that I've never been satisfied before in terms of the hardware. So I'm not even as interested, even though, I'm a tech guy. I like new hardware. I like, even though I know WWDC is for developers, but I've kind of lost interest in the keynotes, to be honest. And I just catch the recaps after they come out. So I don't even know when it is. Is it this week? Is it next week? I have no idea. And I'll probably just catch the replay or catch the main highlights as they come out, especially if it's within the next couple of weeks, because they're really busy for me. just personally got some videos to knock off of Ecamm. New videos are coming. Just stay tuned. Have, of course, some projects to knock off for my clients on the design side. I have a funeral program to work on for my cousin who passed away last week. I am the designated funeral program designer, as you guys probably can imagine. And if you guys are familiar with Black funerals, we love the funeral program. It's like a memento, it's like a keepsake, but we do the full magazine quality, funeral programs with lots of pictures and things like that. So I'm gathering the pictures now, with my aunt and family is sending to me. So I'll be working on that. So just trying to make sure that I have space to do that, in my schedule and just mentally as well, because it usually takes a lot out of me going through all the photos. I had to do it a couple years ago, unfortunately, with my other cousin who passed away. So going through all the pictures, seeing the stuff from our childhood it's really tough, man, because it brings back so many memories and stuff like that. So I know I'm off a little bit, off topic. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, that's how my next couple weeks are shaping up. So yeah, I won't be penciling in WWDC. Oh, appreciate it, Tatiana. I really appreciate it. Yes. But Pastor Felicia, what we're doing this year is doing a QR code, so most people can get the program and flip through it on their phones, and just having the actual printed copies for like immediate family. So that's what we're doing. So this will be my first time setting that up. I forget the website I'm gonna use for that, but I talked to someone else about doing that. So I'll upload that to the website and then have a QR code. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I sincerely appreciate it. Yes. Okay, guys. So we're going to get into the next topic. So we talked about the virtual camera and how I use that. Also, recording only, y'all. This is underrated. Just recording into Ecamm. I do this all the time. If I'm practicing, if I just want to see how my shot looks, even if I need a headshot or something, I'll literally come into Ecamm, set it to 4K quality, and then I'll just do a couple poses. I'll literally sit here like, I moved the mic out the way, of course. If you go to my Facebook page and I think my Instagram page, those two photos that I have for my profile picture are literally recorded in Ecamm. Literally recording it. I didn't even use a camera in photo mode. I just sit in Ecamm. I'll pose like, I won't have my arms folded, but I'll just do a couple poses. Right, it looks weird, but then I'll just hit record, do my poses, and then hit finish, and then scrub through the video and find some frames that I like of myself, and I'll use that as a photo. So that's just, a quick way. You guys probably do that too. You could do that, but that's just another quick way where I'll just fire up Ecamm just to use the record only function, right? Record only in Ecamm. Yes. Thanks for the condolences, David. I appreciate it. Yeah, record only, and you get to practice as well. If you're not comfortable going live, just record. And that's how I record my videos for YouTube, whether it's on my own channel or Ecamm channel. If you see the tutorial videos that I do, I just record right in the Ecamm, y'all. It's so simple. You can select where you want your videos to be saved, and that leads into my next topic, which is setting your recordings folder to Dropbox. All right. So I'll show you what mine looks like. My Facebook group. So it's goodtogoat.group. Or just type in good to goat, GOOD, the number 2, and then GOAT, on Facebook. It's only for designers though. You have to make sure you fill out the questions, because people will request access and don't fill out the questions thinking they're going to get in. And we don't feel terrible about hitting that decline button, just to make sure we maintain the integrity of the group and it's a safe place for designers. So, but I appreciate you wanting to join. So I'm going to show you guys what I do. So I go to Ecamm Live, right? Go to preferences, go to recording, choose recordings folder. So as of right now, I have it saved inside of my Dropbox, which is in my Finder. If you guys don't use Dropbox, maybe you can use a similar service, but I use Dropbox because I keep all my files in here. I can access it via my Finder, like all my other files. And this stuff is literally not on my computer unless I download it, right? So I have mine saved into our Dropbox, and all my recordings from the past 3 years are literally in this folder, and I can access them and download them if I need to. So you see these green checks. These are the videos that are downloaded onto my computer. So it's probably more than it needs to be, but I have a lot of space on here. But if I just want to, if I don't want them downloaded, I just right click and then do make online only down here, so it'll upload. But if I need something that isn't downloaded, I'll either double click it and it takes a few seconds to download depending on your internet speed, or I just right click it and do make available offline. But I can see everything. But I have all my client work saved to Dropbox in this manner as well. So just makes it really easy. So check this out, y'all. When I was, if you tuned in every week, you probably have heard me talk about this or saw my Ecamm anniversary video. But a few months ago, actually in January, I recorded a commercial for Wix, which is a website platform. It's a website builder that I've used exclusively for my design clients over the past 6 years or so. So I filmed a commercial for them, flew home to Maryland in my home office because we were still bouncing around Airbnbs down here. So I flew home to Maryland in that home office, and we filmed it. So I was using my virtual camera on Zoom, recording into Ecamm, recording in 4K right into Ecamm, and I had my recordings folder set up inside of let me see if I still have it set up inside of Dropbox. So if I go up to our Dropbox, final client shared, let me scroll down to Wix and see if it's in here. Yep, Wix. Yeah, look at this. So these are literally the recordings that I set my recordings folder to this while I was recording. So created a folder for them and added this inside. So I selected this folder inside of Ecamm as the recordings folder. So as I was recording and I would hit stop, it would upload it to this folder and they would have immediate access to it. So it made things easier. One, let me drop this down so you guys can see me, because I didn't have to record to a memory card, right? Two, I didn't have to worry about sending them a bunch of large files after we were done, right? A bunch of large files. They had access to it immediately. So it made the process extremely simple. And check this out. They were on Zoom, so it was like a remote situation where they were directing or whatever. One person, well, two of the people, it was three total. Two of them were in Tel Aviv, Israel. And then the other person who was kind of overseeing it was in New York. So we had this remote recording commercial situation, and I used Ecamm. It was the core of the entire thing, y'all. It was super simple, super easy. They loved the whole process. And it was a 5-figure engagement, just full transparency there. So I'm saying that to say, Ecamm allows you to show up like a professional. So it's like, okay, if you want to charge higher fees, whatever your service is, show up like someone who charges higher fees. So I'm not showing up like an amateur. I'm actually leading the way in terms of this process. Of course, they're doing the directing. And giving me pointers there as I'm reading the script. But I'm like, okay, this is what we can do. I record it on my, on my computer, 4K. You'll get the files right away. So I'm looking like a leader where I'm making things easier for them. So it was a really cool process to be a part of. They were impressed. They were appreciative. It made things super simple and easy. So just to show or create a way you can use Ecamm if it ever came to it. So if you ever record anything for a client or anything, maybe try that. So hey, look, I appreciate it, man. I know it's kind of unrelated to Ecamm, but I appreciate that. I try not to promote my own stuff on Ecamm's channel. Even I'm not a big promoter anyway, by the grace of God. My clients and my people, depending on the audience, they kind of do that for me. So I hope I don't ever come across like I'm trying to promote my own stuff while I'm on Ecamm's channel, because I know my audience. All right, I know my audience. Okay. You Dropbox, use external hard drive for my recordings folder, then copy the Dropbox. Oh, you can skip that step now, Tatiana. You can skip that step if you just download the Dropbox app on your computer and set it up like I set it up, where it's right there in your Finder. If you wanted to. Yes. Cool. All right. So what we got? Okay, it's 2:33. Oh, snap, y'all. My computer isn't even plugged in. I'm like looking up at the time and I realize my computer is about to die. Golly. Okay. Give me a second, y'all. Let me get my charger here. Hold on. Give me a second. Oh, gotta love MagSafe. All right. Now we're charging. All right. So come back here. Turn off live demo mode. Cool. Let's get into the next tip. So a couple different things I'll go over really quickly. One is the green screen. A client that has 60 terabytes. That's crazy. That's a lot of video. That's a lot of video. Okay. So did I show you guys how to set up the scene? Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So the next tip is using the green screen. We don't use it that often, but if you've seen my Reels video, check that out. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But it's how I create the reaction reels, for example. Let me show you guys this really quickly. Screen share. Hold on, let me minimize this. Do a quick screen share. Boom. Show you this really quickly. Use Ecamm for this as well. Instagram.com/MarshallFox. Like this one. So I know we're probably on the tail end of this trend now with people doing reaction reels like this, but some people still do it, and I like to still do it based off cool videos that I see and I get something from. I like to share them or bring them to my audience. So, but this is a way that I use Ecamm in the green screen to create this. All right, to create this effect here. So if you haven't checked out, I have 2 videos on the channel on exactly how I do this. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. But I'll show you another way that you could use a green screen that it may be kind of cool. All right, it may be kind of cool. So you come back here. So I'm gonna pull up my green screen really quickly. I got it off of Amazon. But the number one green screen I recommend is the Elgato green screen. Check that out on Amazon. Let's look it up real quick. Real quick. Because I got this one. And I don't like it. I thought I was saving some money. Because, I don't really like buying all duplicate stuff for this office that I have at home in Maryland. So I was like, let me save some money and get another similar one. So here it is right here. Looks like it's on sale now. I have this at home in Maryland. I love it. It's really simple. Yeah, this is the one I have to pull up. So this one that I have here is similar, but it's not the same, y'all. It's not the same. So I'm gonna pull it up really quickly. Just wait a second. Okay, so like the sides kind of curve in a little bit, and it's just not as high quality as the Elgato green screen. So if you want to grab one, I recommend the Elgato green screen. But let me turn these lights off behind because you can kind of see the lights through. Okay, so now we're green. So I'm going to show you a quick way to use this green screen if you're doing something like a screen share. Okay, so cool. Lookers closing new members that want to join. Not technically, you just have to request. You just gotta request access and make sure you fill out the questions. It's just for graphic designers though. So, but yeah, we'd love to have you if you are a graphic designer. Just make sure you fill out the questions. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is create a new scene. All right. So let's do like a new. You know what? Let's do like a screen share scene. So let me see. New scene. I hit. Oh, you know what? Let me come back in live demo mode so you can see what I'm doing. How about that? So on the scenes, I'm going to hit this plus button. All right. And then for the source, I'm going to do share screen. All right. So you see me down here. So I'm actually going to remove this and I'm going to do a new camera overlay here. But I'm going to change this camera to my cam link. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to go to my camera effects, which is over here. And I'm going to scroll up and click blue screen, but I got to change it to green. So it should say green screen by default. And then I'm going to, I'm going to adjust the fade level right there. That looks good. And then mask edges, because you see my edges are, boom. See that? I love Ecamm, y'all. Because this could have been a dilemma. Like, oh, snap, my green screen ain't big enough. But it is. Just click mask edges and you good. Then I'm going to change to transparent. I didn't do that first just because I wanted to show you guys, like, make it very evident what's going on here. Of course, if you wanted to use it the regular way, you can change the backdrop. So you can select different ones. On the beach. Closer to the beach now, y'all. Castle. But I don't really use any of these. And this is actual video. That's cool. I love palm trees. All right, so forget all of that. I'm just going to click transparent. Boom. So I can adjust this. Well, let me change the size to custom just so I'm not taking up so much space. This overlay. Boom. And I can put myself in the corner and then share my screen with you guys. It's something I forget who does it. But you can also make your screen share. Yourself black and white like this. So this is a cool little effect as well. I forget who does it. Let me know in the comments who does it. But yeah, I think this is a cool little effect where you can share your screen, put yourself in the bottom corner of your screen. So you could do a whole course like this, y'all, to be honest. So I'm gonna uncheck myself. So let me go ahead and save this as me in corner. Cool. Boom. So that's another way that you can use Ecamm. Of course, if you're wearing a green shirt, it's gonna look a little weird. You're gonna look headless, but just don't wear a green shirt when you're using a green screen feature. All right, so that goes without saying, of course. Tassie says no wrinkles. It's like paper, right? There's not some reason to join group button is grayed out. Try it another time. Let me teach this time. Oh wow, really? That's weird. I'm gonna have to check in to that. I'm sorry. But yeah, just connect with me on Facebook, shoot me or Instagram. We'll figure it out. We'll get you in there. So I'm sorry about that. Or maybe it's like a region thing. I don't know. Curl my hair, green screen has a hard time with the waves, even fade adjusted. Not an issue with my regular straight hair. Cool. Well, boom. You answered your own question. It wasn't a question, but I guess you know not to do it when you have curly hair. And I get it, because when I had the bush going on and I was using the green screen, it was very interesting to say the least. Really just depends on the masking ability of whatever software that you're using. So with the cornrows, Ecamm seems to be working pretty well for me. So yeah. But what I did before is I recorded into Ecamm on the green screen, like for the reel. And then I brought it into Final Cut Pro and did the keying there. Okay. So I'm going to end live demo mode. Oh, my arms cut off, but it's all good. Okay. So the final one that we're going to do is using an iPad. I have a video on this, but if you guys didn't see it, then we're going to do it today. So let me switch my scene up. Let me go ahead and drop my drop my green screen. Hold on. this one either. I didn't realize I didn't have the lights on back there. Okay. Boom. All right, we're back. So now we're gonna use an iPad. So I'm just gonna show you one kind of use case really quickly. So let me plug my iPad in. Okay, my iPad is plugged in. So put live demo mode. Okay. Yeah, it's probably what it is. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're on live demo mode. You guys can see this, right? I already have my iPad plugged in to the computer via a USB-C and or Thunderbolt cable. I don't know. It's normal looking, I guess. So when you first plug in your iPad to your computer, you may have this pop up right here. It says allow accessory to connect. Do you want to connect the iPad to this Mac? Just say allow, okay, and then it'll pop up. If it doesn't pop up right away inside of Ecamm, unplug it and plug it back in, or restart Ecamm, okay? Because that's what I had to do. I had to restart Ecamm, then it was there. It came up right away. So I have it down here, all right? So, but what I'm going to do, let's say I just wanted to write on this side of the screen on my iPad. I'm going to create a new camera overlay down here. New camera overlay. And I'm going to change this to video source iPad. Marshall's iPad. Boom. So this is my iPad right here. I don't know why is it because, hold up. Oh, okay. It would look weird because I guess it was sleep. So this is my iPad, right? And I'm going to change the the size to custom. All right, and adjust accordingly. Oh, there's my old home office in the background. It's funny because my kids, they's like, I want to go back to the old home. They just call it the old home. Yeah, we may go back in a couple weeks. I have to go back home for the funeral, so I don't know if I'm going to the house or if I'm just flying in and out that day. But we'll see. All right, so what I'm going to do is open up Notability, right? That's the app. That's the key to this whole thing. Notability. Golly, I didn't realize I had this many apps on this iPad. I only use a couple apps. I literally use Pandora. I use Endo, one of my productivity hacks. YouTube from time to time. And that's pretty much it. I didn't realize I had this many apps on here. All right. Notability. Okay. And I'm just going to share this up. I already had a green screen selected. So let me turn that off. How about that? Hold on, y'all. Okay. All right. So inside of the iPad, this is Notability. Okay. So the templates, it kind of starts out at this screen, and then you'll go down to basic templates. And right here, where you see these colored dots right here, let me take off live demo mode for a second. So you see these colored dots at the bottom, right below where it's selected. You go hit these three dots, and then you can select from a paper or colors. So I'll just select color and then go down to this green, not like any of these, but I'll select the green, okay? And then click it. Oh, hit create at the top right. Create. Boom. All right, so now let me adjust the corners. And then let me see if I can zoom. I know there's a way to zoom in inside of this window. Corner radius shape. Let me see. Is it like option plus maybe? Let me know how I can zoom in inside of this window. Mr. Moderator, someone help me out. I know there's a way. I know there's a way to zoom in inside of the window. I feel like it's option something, y'all. Okay, but in the meantime, I can select my Apple Pencil. Okay, that's the key. And then make sure my text is white and I can write on here like this. So let me actually, let's sit this iPad next to me on the desk because it was attached to my keyboard case. I'm gonna move this out the way and I'm gonna say, hey guys, excuse my handwriting. I'm knocking into my mic. Let me move it over here. Option scroll. Let's see. Option scroll. So that just makes it larger or smaller. I think there's a way to zoom into this. But oh, okay. So I'm hitting option and selecting the side. All right, that works pretty well. Cool. So now I have this main area. Let me hit option and do the bottom too. Cool. So I just have this main green area. So, okay, I'm gonna write. I wrote, hey, but look, check this out. Live demo mode. I go hit green screen. It got rid of it. Got rid of the green. But I just had the hey up there. So I continue to write. Say this is cool. And then hit smiley face. You know, you can write whatever you want. Okay. So this is a way you can use your iPad with Ecamm Live. All right. So just to recap, and I'm inside of Notabilities. If I go back, you'll see like this is the main screen inside of Notability, but I still have green screen selected. That's why it looks like that. So the key is to create a new document. So let me see. Let's go out of it and come back in. Okay. Let me see. Notability. No thanks. Then do plus at the top left. No, that ain't right. Oh, down at the bottom right corner. You guys can't see this. Hold up. Okay, see that little thing right here? Bottom right corner. Hit that. Hold up. I'm already in here. Should have changed the color first. Let me see how I can do that inside of here. I don't know if I can. Templates maybe? Yeah, templates. Go down to these three dots for the color. Color, make it green. Hit apply. So now I'm inside and I can adjust the corners like this. Hit green screen. Inside of here, hit this green screen button. And now I can write on the screen. It looks like this. So that's how you can use your iPad. Outside of just using it as like a simple screen share, right? You could do a simple screen share from your iPad as well. But just by doing it the regular way, taking green screen off, going out of the app, right? And then adjusting this accordingly, creating your overlays. Like you can use an iPad mock-up. Okay, so if I option, there we go. Let's do a regular screen share, right? As well. So, but yeah, I think the green screen thing is cool, especially if you do like any kind of teaching. Also, you can write on the iPad. Like if you have, let me go to this really quickly. Let me see. Let's say I wanted to use this, right? And write on this. Edit. markup. Then you have your tools here inside of Apple. And then you can write on here. If you had like a slide or something that you wanted to write on and you set up your overlay accordingly. So do this as well. So cool. So that's pretty much it, y'all. Those are the few ways, cool ways that you can use Ecamm that you may not have thought of that I like to use Ecamm for. Good, Eric. Crazy e-cameras. I love it. Keynote, make it a green background right on. Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea for a video, Tatiana. Yes. Video pencil. I'm not sure what that is. What's video pencil? What is that, y'all? Let me know what that is. Okay, we share your screen, shows extra stuff like menu bars. How do we cut out the stuff we don't want using custom shape? Doesn't seem to be the answer. So yeah, let me know. So if you hit option and then let me show you. Let me add it in really quickly. Change it to the iPad. So let me go live demo mode. Oh, it was on live demo mode the whole time. Okay, start. If you hit option and then drag the sides, you can adjust it this way. So that should be how you modify it, like to get rid of the extra stuff. Okay, let me know if that works. Hank, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Hank. Yes, hilarious. All right, guys, before we dip, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Let's see how many likes we got, at least on an Ecamm. We got 11 likes. Yeah, smash that like button for me. Industry Pets, what's good? Welcome. Yeah, hopefully this was helpful. It kind of gave me some more ideas on how I can continue to use Ecamm, as I'm continuing to create content right now. So if it was helpful, let us know in the comments. Hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your week and a great weekend. And then I will see you guys next week. All right. Oh, there's the video pencil. I'm going to be checking that out ASAP. All right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you next week. Peace.